One of the most remarkable traits I've observed in highly effective procurement executives over the past 30 years is their ability to count the CEOs of their key suppliers among their friends. These aren't surface-level relationships, and they certainly didn't appear overnight. They are the result of years, sometimes decades, of intentional strategic effort. In today's video, I want to share insights into how you can play the long game in procurement to build relationships that last, elevate your career, and unlock incredible opportunities for your organization. Let's start with a truth about procurement that's often overlooked. Befriending future CEOs isn't about luck or charm. It's about how you approach every interaction with your suppliers. If your mindset is purely transactional, squeezing them for every last dollar or pushing them relentlessly, you'll never build a foundation for meaningful relationships. But if you show fairness, long-term thinking, and a genuine interest in creating mutual value, you'll attract the kind of supplier partners who share your ambition and vision. I've worked across industries from car makers to PC makers to defense companies, and I've seen this principle in action. The most successful procurement leaders identify rising stars within their suppliers early on. These are the individuals who, like you, want to make a dent in the universe. They have ideas, energy, and the willingness to shake up the status quo. By aligning with them early, you can create powerful partnerships that benefit both your company and theirs. Take the example of going the extra mile, which we discussed in a previous video. One of the key traits of great buyers is their ability to pre-align with the leadership before entering negotiations. This allows them to make decisions on the spot, creating the perception of authority and competence in the eyes of suppliers. This simple practice not only expedites processes, but also elevates your standing in the eyes of key stakeholders at the supplier, building trust and respect. Another concept we've explored is the competition for mindshare. Procurement isn't just about getting the best price. It's about getting the best brains at your suppliers to focus on your needs. If you're competing for the attention of the top talent at a supplier, building rapport with the leadership is crucial. Suppliers want to work with buyers who value collaboration, innovation, and mutual success. When you're seen as someone who champions their ideas and facilitates breakthroughs, you stand out, not just to them, but within your own organization too. But what does this look like in practice? Let me share a scenario that happens more often than you think. Imagine your supplier has a breakthrough innovation, one that could revolutionize your product or give your company a significant competitive edge. But there's inertia within their organization. Perhaps the innovation doesn't align perfectly with the current priorities, or internal stakeholders aren't fully convinced. This is where having a strong relationship comes into play. If you've built trust with a rising star at a supplier, you can work together to overcome the barriers and bring that innovation to life. And here's the magic. When you and your supplier counterpart make this breakthrough happen, it's a win for both sides. You both rise through the ranks, cementing a long-term alliance. Now let's talk about timing. Relationships like this can't be built when you are in crisis mode, needing something urgently from a supplier. That's not the time to make friends. Friendships are built in times of calm, when there's no immediate pressure or underlying interests clouding the interaction. It's in these moments that you lay the foundation for future collaboration. And years down the line, when one of your supplier contacts becomes a CEO, the relationship you've cultivated will pay dividends, not just for your career, but for your company. There's a saying, it's not what you know, it's who you know. In procurement, I'd argue it's both. Knowing the ins and outs of the industry, your suppliers, and your own company is essential. But knowing the right people at the suppliers, the ones who can help shape the future, is what sets the great procurement leaders apart from the good ones. So how do you start? First, approach every interaction with a long-term mindset. Even if the person sitting across from you isn't the CEO today, they could be tomorrow. Treat them with the same respect and care you'd give a CEO. Second, focus on creating mutual value. Aim to make the pie bigger for both sides and avoid the trap of zero-sum thinking. And finally, be curious. Seek out the rising stars, those natural alliance partners who share your vision for shaking up the status quo. In procurement, you're not just negotiating contracts, you're building a network of partnerships that can shape the future. And if you do it right, you'll find yourself not just working with great suppliers, but befriending the leaders who drive their success. Thank you for joining me today. I'm Schuh, and this has been Procurement in the Park. Stay tuned for more insights on how to lead, influence, and succeed in procurement.